Gamer Djinn Candor, welcoming you to the Den of the Djinn and another walkabout. Yes, folks, I am doing another walkabout. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Like and subscribe. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about something interesting. And before I go any further or into the subject, thank you for all the love. Hopefully you guys enjoy the videos. And again, check out my videos later. I'll be doing another video. I'm gonna be doing another video within the week, because I just got a game that is one of my favorites, and it's based off of one of my favorite shows. If you guys don't know, it's called Beyblade. Mind you, the new incarnation, a lot of people don't like it, but honestly, it's a cool show in general. I love its incarnations. I've seen most of them. I said most, and I never said I said all of it. I just said I've seen enough of it to understand what's going on, for the most part. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm going to be talking about today is, yes, folks, I'm going to be talking about cartoons, but not specifically Beyblade. I'm going to be talking about cartoons these days that have kind of fell off. Like, they are not as good as they used to be, or downright inappropriate. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should get them off the air. No, because as much as I don't like them, it doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that they're not for me. And I feel like when it comes to kids and parents in general, it makes me laugh that in general, parents tend to get mad at broadcasters going, hey, you're not supposed to put this kind of stuff out. I'm not, my kid's watching this, and da 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 da. Well, guys, that is your responsibility. If you're gonna have kids and you're gonna let them watch TV, right? Well, did it ever occur to you to put your TV on like parental mode? Like put the kids' TV shows on a age restriction? No? Well, what do you know? Gee, I wonder why that is the case. Oh, I know, because you guys don't have the thought in your skull, think, well, maybe I should do that, instead of complaining to someone that has no real power over that. Or the fact that you guys never really thought of restricting your children on TV shows or whatever. Guys, don't blame others for your bad parenting, is what I'm saying. Thank you for that, but guys, no religious rhetoric, please. I am not religious. I'm polytheistic at best, spiritual at worst. And if you feel like you need to say it on this channel, well, good for you, but please, I'm asking to refrain. Please and thank you. And if you don't like that, well, you can get off my channel. Anyway, like I said, today we're going to be talking about about that. I cast magical goodbye. Sorry, it's just, I'm not going to go into any further, but there's a person on my channel that is basically trying to do the seminary work, and I'm like, look, if you're religious, awesome, good for you, but don't try to shove it down my throat. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves. When people say you have to do it, you have to, otherwise you're going to go to hell. And I'm like, well, we're already there, so you got another one, Chachi? Anyway, and that one. Like I was saying, TV show these days, I miss the original continuities of cartoons, because cartoons, TV shows in general, my favorite ones, I think, are the ones where you learn something at the very end of it. Yes, it's corny, but honestly, I felt like we need more of that, especially these days. Especially when you're teaching your kids certain lessons, or lessons in general, like good stuff. I recommend a show called VR Troopers. It's a show basically kind of like Power Rangers. In fact, it was made by the creators of Power Rangers. Little known fact: the actor that plays in VR Troopers, the main character, he was originally going to be a Power Ranger, but for, I don't know, some uh, kind of issue going down with him, his I don't remember if it was his schedule or something. They said, I can't do it, and they still wanted to keep him because he was so good. So they decided to make a whole new, like, TV show at the time called VR Troopers. Like I said, it's similar to Power Rangers. It's no different than Power Rangers because it's basically teenagers with attitude, basically defending the Earth from a maniacal madman. So yeah, there you go. And yes, they transform. That's kind of their shtick, where they basically go, "Oh, cool, bad guy, awesome." They either kick their butts, knock them around, and then monster come out and is like, "You know what? I got this. We are VR," and then transform right into, like, almost. I swear they look like robotic. They look robotic. I'm be honest. They really do look robotic. But it's actually kind of cool. I like it, and mind you, each episode kind of has this "I'm gonna teach you a lesson" kind of feeling, where the main character is basically silently complimenting, basically having a crisis, or because he doesn't have his father around. And again, long story short, every episode is basically him recanting the lesson he learned that particular day, and that lesson was made through his friends, and going through turbulations because of the monster. The bad guy decides to be a bad guy, and he starts learning lessons and everything. I like that because, think about it, it's how we grow. We grow through lessons, guys. We grow through experience, and those experiences, I feel like we should pass on to the next generation, because I feel like we've lost that now. We've lost the ability to teach our kids the right way, and for some weird reason, we teach our kids in the wrong way. In my personal opinion, mind you, we've gotten to the point where we stick kids in a way where later they're really not gonna help themselves. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the screenagers. And you know what I'm talking about, those kids that grew up on a tablet or on their own phone at like age 6. Guys, I did not like having my sister having a computer at age 8 or 9, because honestly I felt like it was too soon for her. It was one thing to have a TV that had internet and everything, but it was a whole different thing where she, by the age of 10, she knew how to use a computer better than I did. I'm like, I'm half impressed and half kind of annoyed, because again, what is that going to teach her later in life? And I feel like that's what we're teaching kids now, is how to basically make things easy for themselves. Look, guys, if you don't let the kids struggle a little bit, then we're not teaching the kids to survive when the time comes. Yes, folks, there is going to be a time where there's going to be a point in their lives that they're going to struggle, and you are teaching them that you don't have to struggle. I mean, yeah, I would prefer they didn't struggle, but let's face it, life isn't always that nice. So I like the idea of them learning to get on with it, then knowing how to handle it, then not knowing later, and then everything goes to fluff. It's just I personally believe a little struggling here and there. I'm not saying starve them. Not no, come on. I'm saying make them understand that there's a difference between making life easy and being able to survive when things get hard. Like, I honestly believe that kids really need to toughen up a little bit more. The 90s and then any Gen Zs and X understand at least enough where they understand that we need to toughen kids up. And another thing, and I was saying, cartoons back when I was a kid, they had some kind of lesson in the show. Not all of them, mind you, not all, of course. TV shows. I think one of my favorite ones was He-Man. Very end of the episode, same concept as VR Troopers. Very end of the episode, the hero comes out and says, "Hey kids, you saw that we were having a grand old time with Skeletor over here, and we learned this lesson, we learned that lesson. We figured out how to do this because we were here as a team." Guys, that is the kind of things that I felt like we are missing in our society, where we promote teamwork, we promote gifting, we promote happiness. No, you know what we're promoting, guys? That phrase, do unto others as if they want to do unto you. Guys, we don't have that phrase anymore in kindergartens. I've actually been to, when I was when my sister was a little girl. Mind you, she's in her 20s now. When my sister she was a little girl, I remember going into her kindergarten, and I was going to help her with, because we were going to this. I was going with her as a chaperone to a zoo, right? We were going to the zoo. We were going to have some fun, and I was looking around. I was like, okay, so this is a kindergarten these days. And I looked around and I said, huh. And I looked at the teacher and I said, hey, you don't have that thing anymore, do you? She goes, what thing? It's like, well, the banner that has the golden rule. I don't know if you guys have that. And she looks at me and goes, oh, the golden rule. Yeah, they kind of, our administrator didn't like that rule. Huh? I had to repeat myself. The administrator did not like the fact that there was a rule that basically said, do unto others as if you want to do unto you. Apparently, someone decided to say, I didn't like that rule because it sounds suggestive. It's like, no. The problem I have with these kind of people, with the complainers, the ones that have a very thin skin, like, honestly, rice paper, some of these people, they automatically assume that just because they are offended, everybody else is offended. Guys, if you are easily offended about any little thing that your school does, guys, ask yourself one thing. Does it really truly matter? And if it does anybody else give two shits without you having to threaten them for it? And if you say yes, you are a liar or you're delusional. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you come out and tell people, hey, this is garbage, this is that, this and this and this and that and this and there, I'm offended because, this. I'm like, honey, you are offended only because you have very small sensibilities. You can't fathom the fact that somebody would disagree with you on something and you're offended for it. Same thing on the internet, guys. You're on here on the internet thinking that I'm an idiot and my opinion doesn't matter. Cool, I'm cool with that. I'm not on here to promote truth, guys. I'm only telling you these are my opinions. Whether you agree with me, that's a whole different shtick. I don't care if you do agree with me. That's cool. If you do, that's awesome. If you don't, well, that's not really my fault because technically that's not my business. I'm not here to give you facts. I'm telling you what I've seen, heard, and whatever, and and I give you a lot of my opinions. These things are the truth. Only because I'm telling you nothing but things I've seen, heard, experienced, and of course, have opinions on. Whether the opinions are way off, that's a whole different shtick. Point is, guys, if you guys are offended easily, get a thicker skin, guys, because oh my fucking gods, no wonder this new generation is always upset because of someone saying, oh, I didn't like that. Oh, I didn't like that. Dude, I heard horrifying stories that people give two shits about certain cartoons back in the 90s, and they're trying to ban them because they are too explicit, too, too preachy or whatever. And I'm like, the only reason you don't like them is because A, you didn't grow up with them. B, they teach things that you haven't taught yet and apparently haven't been taught to you. And C, you don't like them because they're cartoons and your sensibilities are fucking damaged because your kids are paying attention to the cartoon more than you. So you and your tiny little ego are coming out and saying, oh, I'm getting rid of this because, my kids love Scooby-Doo more than me. And I'm like, yeah, well, with that attitude, can you really blame them? With that attitude, can you really truly blame the kids? At least with Scooby-Doo, you're gonna get a chuckle out of it. With you're gonna get yelled at for 10, 20 minutes, telling that this generation is garbage. And I'm like, yeah, it's garbage because of you, not because of us. You're the reason this generation is junk. You don't teach your kids correctly. Mind you, again, this is an opinion. I actually believe that in the 90s, the perfect degree of letting your kids watch TV and shooing them outside the door was the perfect time. Mind you, if you're a gamer, that's a whole different thing. I actually, as a kid, believe it or not, guys, as a kid, I grew up on a lot of cartoons that showed a lot of stuff, life lessons and things like that. I grew up even on games that actually taught you things. I grew up on those things, and I loved them because they actually had life lessons. Believe it or not, even if it's fictional. It was a fictional TV show, fictional world, whatever. I understand that. I understood that when I was a kid. I still do, obviously. Difference was, I took some of those lessons into my real life. Not all of them, of course, because some of them didn't apply. But a lot of them, I felt like it was beneficial for me. A lot of people say I'm enlightened. Not really. I just got things out of things that were completely fictional in my life. But some of them worked. Some of them didn't. Some of them worked. It's how I live my life. I felt like if I feel like that is integral to my life, then I will adopt it. I'm very evolving. I just wish I could evolve physically, I mean, I look like a barrel, honestly. But you can't have everything. I mean, I may have a good personality that I can think of. Again, this is just an opinion. I have a decent personality I can think of. That whether or not anybody agrees with me, that's a whole different shtick. But anyway, thank you for checking out this video. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment down below, and let's get to the point where I'm getting it to 1900. Let's get to the 1900, guys. We're at 1800. We're barely touching that threshold. Let's go further up. Let's go further and beyond. Let's do this. I want to say this one day. It's over 9,000. One day, I swear to the gods, we're going to be doing that joke. Take care, guys. Be safe. I'll see you guys in the next. This is your friendly neighborhood gamer Djinn Candor, wishing you love, luck, happiness, and hopefully a little enlightenment. Take care.